I am Ajuri Ogene Evi. I am one of the leadership members at the Knowledge Hub.
My name is Dr. Patrina Duhaney. I'm an assistant professor at the University of Calgary in the Faculty of Social Work.
Just wondering if you could speak specifically around the intersection of your research as it relates to violence against women and children, or specifically domestic violence within the Black communities. Just hoping we could start from that.
Sure. I mean, much of the work I do looks at ways in which I can engage Black communities. And so my current research with the Public Health Agency of Canada is looking at domestic violence in Black communities. And that particular research looks at how we can engage Black men. Oftentimes, Black men are not part of these interventions. They're considered, but they are not a key. They don't play a key role, or even recognize that they play a key role in eradicating domestic violence. And so, with this particular research, we are engaging all members of Black communities, but a key focus is on Black men and providing training opportunities for Black men so they can train other Black men so that they recognize their role in addressing domestic violence, but also creating that space where they can talk about domestic violence and what that looks like and how it shows up.
Absolutely. And I appreciate the intersection, the intentionality around that, because I think I heard you speak earlier about structurally or systemically, there has not often been that intentional space or approach to engaging Black men, whether it's from a service provider lens or from someone who's actually living the experience or someone who could be a mentor. So just wondering what your experience has been. I know that your work is still in progress. But just curious if there are any aha moments that you wanted to highlight.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing this research for many years. It was part of my PhD. But what's unique about this research is the focus on Black men. So with this particular research, just like the social service sector, we are overrepresented. Women are overrepresented in terms of the people who are being interviewed or expressing interest in being interviewed as participants. And so one of the things that we found is just being intentional with recruiting Black men, because we are going to be building these training resources for Black men. And so we want Black men to be informing what other Black men would benefit from or how to effectively engage Black men. So we are asking participants who are involved in the study, what are some of the interventions that have worked? And how do you think we might utilize those interventions? But the phase one of the project, we looked at how is domestic violence understood in Black communities. Because we wanted to really have that foundational knowledge. How are Black people talking about domestic violence in Black communities? And a key thing that came out of that work was, the fact that Black individuals aren't necessarily using this Western terminology of domestic violence or intimate partner violence or intimate partner abuse or conjugal violence in the case of Quebec, for instance. And so we created an infographic where we actually articulated or demonstrated or noted some of those key terms that Black communities were using. And so this is meant to be a tool that practitioners can use with any Black person that they may be accessing their services. And it's I guess, conversation starter. Where they can speak with that person without coming out and say, this is what domestic violence is, and this is what it should look like for you. It creates that space where the person can talk about, this has been my experience, and this is how I'm working through it.
Perfect. Is this available now?
It's on our website, but we've also put it in our newsletters. Yeah, so our community members can access it.